On Monday, Donald Trump was dealt a devastating blow with regard to his legal problems up in the state of New York. And that blow did not come from New York. It came from the United States Supreme Court, where 3 of the people on that court were appointed by Donald Trump. And still, things didn't go his way when the court issued a 1-sentence decision saying that they were no longer going to continue to block the release of Donald Trump's financial information, including his tax returns, from the prosecutors up in New York who had subpoenaed this information. To put that another way, in layman's terms here, prosecutors are getting Trump's financial information and there is nothing he can do about it. This means that the grand jury that has been impaneled by those prosecutors up in New York, they're eventually, very soon, going to get their hands on these documents. What's really interesting about this, though, is that this is not the first blow in the past week that Donald Trump has gotten with regards to the New York case. No. It's actually the third. Last week, Michael Cohen, his former lawyer and fixer, went and met with the prosecutors, including, and this is another blow, the new guy they brought in, Mark Pomerantz, who's an expert at prosecuting the mafia and white-collar crimes. And he talked to Michael Cohen last week. So that's got to be fun. And now, of course, the Supreme Court says, look, you're not the president anymore. We're not blocking this. You got to face justice just like everybody else would. You have to comply with the subpoena. You have no legal reason why you cannot anymore. Michael Cohen, though, to me, honestly, that almost seems bigger because we already know that the prosecutors have been talking to Donald Trump's bankers. They've been talking to his tax folks. Again, talking to Michael Cohen. I get more into that in just a second. So they already have a lot of what they need. These tax documents, the other financials that the Supreme Court is no longer going to shield, are going to be kind of the missing pieces of the puzzle because I do believe they've got a pretty good puzzle put together already. You bring in this new prosecutor who's an expert in these kind of things to, help lay out the puzzle a little bit better. And then the missing pieces are about to fall into place. But I think a lot of the puzzle is put together by Michael Cohen himself. Let's not forget when Cohen testified before Congress 2 years ago this month, he told them exactly what Donald Trump is being investigated for up in New York. That he would lie to the banks about the values of his property in order to secure loans. That's bank fraud. You can't do that without, of course, being arrested for it if you get caught. So Michael Cohen is central to all of this, especially because Michael Cohen was the guy who very clearly helped Donald Trump do this, pretty much by his own admission. So he knows what he's talking about. And of course, by helping Donald Trump do this, he could also face prosecution. So he may have, we do not know for sure, but I'm willing to bet he met with those prosecutors on the grounds of, hey, I don't want to go back to jail, so how about I cooperate? We work out a deal where I give you everything and you agree not to send me back to prison. Again, can't say for certain that happened, but typically in instances like this, those are the kinds of things that happen. Those are the kinds of deals that are made. Time is going to tell us what exactly went down. And I think we can all pretty much gather at this point, none of it is going to be good for Donald Trump. One of our video sponsors today is Surfshark VPN, and right now they have a wonderful offer for our Ring of Fire viewers. Just go to surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire and enter code Ring of Fire at checkout, and they will give you 83% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months free. If you're not using a VPN right now to search the web, you are not as protected as you might think. Using Surfshark will give you some peace of mind. It will prevent malware, spyware, phishing scams, and most importantly, it keeps your online activity just between you and nobody else. That is one of the best things we can guarantee in an ever increasingly unsecure online world. And if you have multiple different devices, don't worry, Surfshark can be used across multiple different platforms. They're there for you 24/7 with customer support. They guarantee not to log your activity. So what are you waiting for? Go to surfshark.deals/ringofire right now, enter code ringofire at checkout, and you can get 83% off a 2-year plan and 3 months free. And if you don't feel like typing it in, then good news! All you have to do is click on the link at the top of the video description below.